Hi guys, it's me again, Clem from Wonderwords, and today I'm going to show you what books are on my shelf. So yeah, today I'm going to do my bookshelves tour. Okay, so this is one of my shelves. Basically on it there is some of my series and there is also my attempt to do a rainbow shelves with my contemporary, but it's pretty little, so yeah, and I have a lot of white books, so it doesn't really work, but still, so let's get started with the first shelf. So on this shelf I have all of my classic. I have a little Shakespeare's because it's my bae, and I have this sort of tribute to Pride and Prejudice with this, which is actually telling the story of Pride and Prejudice in pictures, and I have a little John Bennett Funko Pop. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, The Labor of Hercules by Agatha Christie, The Crime of the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, The Hound of the Baskerville by Arthur Conan Doyle, The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett. I don't really know his name, it's for class, so I don't really care about this book. Dracula by Bram Stoker. I'm actually currently reading this book and I hate it, so yeah. The Secret Garden by Francis Hodgson Burnett or something like that. Still, you know this book, so you know the author. The Great Gatsby by Francis Scott Fitzgerald. Richard III, Hamlet, The Tempest, Romeo and Juliet, all by William Shakespeare. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. So Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. Mansfield Park, Northanger Abbey, Pride and Prejudice, all by Jane Austen. Now let's get to the second shelf, and on it I have some of my series. Yeah, actually I have only series. So Tale of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs, Miss Peregrine Home for Peculiar Children, Hollow City, Library of Soul, all by Ransom Riggs. It's not my book, it's Jenny's, but it's on my bookshelf for almost a year now. So Poison City by Moya V. Schneider, A Great and Terrible Beauty by Liebe Bray, Dune by Carrie Cope and Laurie Langdon, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, Endgame The Calling by James Frey, The Dream Thieves and Blue Lily Lily Blue, both by Maggie Stiefvater, and it's the second and the third book in the Raven Cycle Quartet. Now I have my Funko Pop for Marjorie Tyrrell, Crown of Midnight, Hair of Fire, Queen of Shadows, and Empire of Storm, all by Sarah J. Maas, and they all part of the Throne of Glass series. A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab, The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. Here it's the French version, so it's why the title is not the same. Glassword and King's Cage, both by Victoria Aveyard, and it's the second and the third book in the Red Queen Quartet. Here we get on my small shelf, so here I have a jar with books title I need to read. I have my Emma Swan Funko Pop, some of my bookmarks, and my Sven Funko Pop also. Kindred Spirit by Rainbow Rowell, Carry On, also by Rainbow Rowell, Eleanor and Park, still by Rainbow Rowell, Fangirl, and my other edition of Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. And here I have the Spiderwick Chronicles by Dieter Lizzie and Ollie Black. I'm not going to take them off because actually I don't really know the name of each book in English, so it's a little bit useless. But I have all the main series and the sequel they made about their cousin or something like that. But yeah, I'm just going to show that to you. It's my collection of bookmark by Happy Yellow Heart. So here we have William Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet. Here we have all the siblings from Lady Midnight. Here you have Glinda and Elphaba from Wicked, Annabeth, Levi and Kat from Fangirl, and Selena from Throne of Glass. Now let's begin my rainbow shelf and my contemporary shelves. So here we have Lucky, my Funko Pop, and mug that Sarah bought me for Christmas from Evie So on Society 6, and with a quote of the Raven Boys on it. Sold Are Peaceful by Mikhail Morpurgo, Wildwood by Colin Meloy, Afterwards by Scott Westerfield, Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon, I Was Here by Gail Forman, The Perks of Being a Wildflower by Stefan Chbosky, Gossamer by Lois Lowry, The Giver by Lois Lowry, Oh I Live Now by Meg Rossoff, I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, The First Book of the Penderwicks by Jan Birdsall, If I Stay by Gail Forman, Letter from the Inside by John Marsden, An Abundance of Catherine by John Green, Bass Awkwards and Belly Hop by Elizabeth Craft, Haviland Height by Meg Cabot, Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac by Gabrielle Zevin, Foot Free and Fancy also by Elizabeth Craft and S. Fain, The Song of Achilles or Achilles by Madeline Miller, The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet by Bernice Sue and Kate Rorick, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, and Between Shades of Grey by Rita Supellis, who has absolutely nothing to do between the read books. And now the following of my rainbow shelf: Multiversum by Leonardo Patrigani, Me, Her and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews, Uprooted by Naomi Novik, Mosquitoland by David Arnold, Never Always Sometime by Adi Alsed, The Fault in Our Star by John Green, All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven, Will Grayson, Real Grayson by John Green and David Leviathan, The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch, My Very Sweet Sherlock Funko Pop, The Game of Love and Death by Martha Brokenbroth, Peppertown by John Green, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, The Coldest Girl in Cooltown by Ollie Black, Looking for Alaska by John Green, My Tickets from the Platform 9 3/4 that I got in London, 10 by Gretchen McNeil, The Perks of Being a Wildflower, again by Stefan Chbosky, Midsummer Night's Scream by R.L. Stein. I have this book, but it's a French book and it doesn't have a translation for this, so here it is. Wicked by Gregory Maguire. And here is my last shelf for this bookshelf, and it's basically most of my biggest book or books that are not really how to say that, books I read all the time. I have some comics books here that I really enjoy. I have two Shakespeare's plays written by him, like it's his handwriting. Then I have the full works of Jane Austen, obviously. I have some color books, some stuff like the 642 Things to Write About. I have the copy of the magazine Wonderland that Emma Watson wrote, and I still haven't read it. In this box, I have my comics books with Spider-Man on top of it. I have a book about a French museum. I have a book about Sherlock Holmes, the creatures, the books about the creatures in the Spiderwick Chronicles, another coloring book, books about the cinema world. Then I have a book on CCVM Press, a book on Edith Piaf, the French singer. Then I have a very, very beautiful illustrated editions of some of Edgar Allan Poe's tales. And I have a huge books on the Beatles because I love them so freaking much. Then we get to my second shelf, on which there is most of my series. Actually, there is all my series, and yeah. So let's get started. So on the first shelf we have the Rick books. Here we have in a Vala Morghulis mug that Jenny brought me back this summer, the rest of my bookshelf. Here you have my money that I'm saving for the United States. And here we have C-3PO Funko Pop. So here first we have the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan with the Lightning Teeth, the Sea of Monster, the Titan Curse, the Battle of the Labyrinth, the Last Olympian, the Lost Hero, the Son of Neptune, Mark of Athena, the House of Hades, and the Blood of Olympus, all by Rick Riordan, and they're all part of the Heroes of Olympus series. Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes by Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods by Rick Riordan, The Hidden Oracle, the first book in the Trials of Apollo, also by Rick Riordan, Illuminae, the first book in the Illuminae Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And here we have Percy Jackson and the Greek God, but the illustrated version that Sarah got me once for Christmas. So here we get to my favorite shelf. So here we have Dobby's Funko Pop, Hermione, Dumbledore, and Harry in his Quidditch costume. Six of Crows by Liv Bardugo, Crooked Kingdom by Liv Bardugo, Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman, The Winner's Curse by Mary Rutkowski, A Study in Sherlock by Brittany Cavallaro, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. And here I have the Harry Potter series in English, and it's forming the Hogwarts Castle. I'm not going to take them back because it's really hard to take them off the book set, and we all know Harry Potter, so yeah. On the top of it, I have the Tales of Peter Lebard and the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them books. Heartless by Marissa Meyer, Scarlet, Cress, and Pocket. And Winter, all by Marissa Meyer, and they are the second, the third, and the last book in the Lunar Chronicle series. Ferris by Marissa Meyer, and it's a companion book to the Lunar Chronicles. Here we get on my small shelf for this bookshelf. So here we have the little adipose Funko Pop, and my very, 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 very dear Kylo Ren Funko Pop. There we have the Fifth Wave trilogy by Rick Yancey with The Fifth Wave, The Infinite Sea, and The Last Star. We have the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins, Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. And here we have my very, very loved trilogy, the Legend trilogy by Mary Lou with Legend, Prodigy, and Champion. Here we get to my Cassandra Clare shelf. And here we have my little Wanda / Scarlet Witch Funko Pop and some stones that Jennifer brought me back, and some I bought. Still, it's not very useful. First we have the Infernal Devices trilogy with the Clockwork Angel, the Clockwork Prince, the Clockwork Princess. Then we have my first edition of the Mortal Instrument with City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Love Soul, and City of Heavenly Fire. Here we got the Shadowhunter Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. Here we have my second edition of the Mortal Instruments, in English this time, City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, and City of Fallen Angels. Here we got Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Rees Brennan, and Maureen Johnson, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Rees Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. Then here we get to some sort of work in progress shelf. Here we've got the Funko Pop for Nick Wilde in Zootopia. Here we have the first two books of the Harry Potter, but the illustrated version. So here Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Here we got some sort of case with foxes on it and a lot of weird stuff in it. Here we have Buck from Harry Potter in wood. We have like books that aren't mine actually. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, and this is Genese. The Heart of a Betrayal by Mary Pearson, the second book in the Roman Chronicles, also it's Genese. Brooklyn by Colm Tobin, and this is my stepmom's edition. And the only books that are mine are The Magician Nephews and The Lion, The White Witch and The Wardrobe, both parts of the Narnia Chronicles by C.S. Lewis. Here we get to my shelf with the rest of my series, and here I have a Newt Scamander one that I got as a gift at the Fantastic Beasts premiere. Here I have all the series of Unfortunate Events series by Lemon Snicket. The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The Wide Window, The Miserable Meal, The Oster Academy, The Erzat or something like that Elevator, The Veil Village, The Ostal Hospital, The Carnivorous Carnival, The Slippery Slop, The Grim Grotto, The Penultimate Peril, and very original, The End. Then I have my Skeleton Quartet by Patrick Common. I'm missing the first book because I lent it to a friend. But we have the second one is The Ghost in the Machine. The third one being the Crossbone. And the last one being The Raven. Then here I have his Dark Materials trilogy by Philip Pullman with Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. Then I have the Lux series by Hannah Godberson with Lux, Rumor, Envy, and Splendor. Then here we have my very first edition of Harry Potter, but in French, with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secret, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fires. Yeah, the books fell apart, so now I have this version, like my sister made this jacket for it, so yeah. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Here we get to my final shelf for this bookshelf, and I have a lot of junk stuff, like, because it's not really books that I like. I have my handmade Luna Lovegood glasses that are actually a little bit falling apart, but still. I have the 100 trilogy by Cass Morgan with the 100th 21st day and Homecoming. Then I have the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. It's there because I actually don't like it, so maybe I'm going soon to sell them. So we have the Maze Runner, the Scorch Trial, the Death Cure, and The Order to Kill, which is the prequel. And then here I have a French series which is actually really good. It's called U4, and so I have Corriduen, Yanis, Stefan, and Jules. So yeah, but it's French, so you don't really understand it. And just here I have some other comics books that I have, like French comic books, and a lot of junk stuff that I need to order. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if it was a little bit messy. It was my first one and I didn't really know how to do it, so I tried to do my best, and I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up. It's always appreciated. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye, guys!